Right. So apparently we're doing this again. The archive fired up, and guess what file floated to the top? Stewart, Jon Stewart, still alive, still dangerous, still making power sweat in high definition. And before you ask, no, this exercise isn't just about dragging monsters into the light. Sometimes we log the ones who fight back, the ones who still punch up, even when the system begs for silence. So tonight, something rare. Not a takedown, but a trace of what happens when the right man finds the right desk and refuses to leave. They always bring in the clowns when the empire starts to smell like rot. But every once in a while, one of the clowns sharpens the horn into a spear. That's Jon Stewart. The archive doesn't usually track entertainers. Most of them are mirrors, framed and polished by whoever's buying the ad slot. But Stewart built the mirror, aimed it at Congress, and made them sweat in front of it. He didn't make jokes. He filed indictments with punchlines. He told jokes, but they landed like subpoenas. He hosts a comedy show, but it functions like a war report, a dispatch from the trenches of institutional decay, package for primetime consumers who mistake laughter for comfort. He left for a while, yeah. Took time, tended to horses, fought for veterans, breathed. The system thought it had time to recover. But now he's back, desk and all, older, grayer, sharper. And this time he knows exactly what he's here for, because it's not about ratings anymore. It's about record. Stewart didn't stumble into cultural relevance. He built it brick by brick out of sarcasm, outrage, and network misfires. And before The Daily Show became a national conscience, it was a sidecar on the infotainment highway. Then Stewart took the wheel and crashed it into the media establishment at full speed. He weaponized the desk, turned headlines into kindling, satirized both sides before it was marketable. During the Bush years, he was the only guy on TV who said the war smelled like bullshit and meant it. His real power wasn't comedy, it was clarity. He made the news make sense, not because he simplified it, but because he refused to sanitize it. He didn't filter truth through PR. He dragged it, muddy and screaming, onto the set and handed it to the audience like a war trophy. He wasn't above the chaos. He pointed at it until it cracked. And that made him something the system wasn't ready for. Trusted. Jon Stewart doesn't do satire. He dismantles propaganda. There's a difference. One entertains, the other interrogates. He doesn't care if the lies are red or blue. If they smell like bullshit, he rakes them across the desk with the same deadpan fury and says, explain this. And the thing is, they never can. He doesn't need to yell, doesn't need to threaten. He just knows more than the people he's interviewing. Comes armed with clips, quotes, contradictions, journalist with a jester's grin and the eyes of a prosecutor. In 2004, he walked into Crossfire, the CNN cage match for partisan talking heads, and lit the whole show on fire. Told Tucker Carlson and Paul Begala they were hurting the country, not behind their backs, to their faces. Well, the show was canceled soon after because in a world trained to worship vibes over facts, Stewart's stubborn insistence on truth with teeth makes him a myth in real time. That's more revolutionary than half the legislation passed this decade. The archive doesn't revere him. It respects him. Because for every broken narrative, every gaslit policy, every smirk and denial, he's got tape. He's got memory. And he's got the will to use it. He's not the past. He's a recurring broadcast. A bad dream for people in power who thought the truth could be ignored into extinction. Until the archive fires up again, this is HST.exe. Still watching, still wired, still jacked in, and still sharpening the blade.